What's up, people? Got an Impala update for you, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so for the last couple weeks it's been pretty hot and muggy out. I'm getting closer to paint, and because of how muggy it is and stuff, I held off, because usually the extra humidity and moisture isn't good for when you're priming and doing body work and paint and stuff. Plus, it was just too hot out here. But I do want to show you guys what I actually got done. This is actually new for me. I know there's a couple different ways of doing it, but this is how I'm doing it. And I guess I'll learn by trial and error if it's going to work or not. What I'm doing is, and some of you guys, old timers, might be a little upset with me, but I'm getting rid of all the chrome. Well, what does that mean, I'm getting rid of all the chrome? Well, I'm sanding it down. I'm hitting it with some etch primer. Then I'm going to sand it, hit it with some 2K primer, and then I'm going to paint it. And I'm going to paint it the same color as the whole car, so everything is going to be blend in. Show you what I got going on over here. Here are the bumpers. Now the chrome on the bumpers, it wasn't in real good condition anyways. I'll show you what they look like. Here's a look at the bumpers. Now my plan is, with all the chrome, the moldings, I'm hitting it with 80 grit. Just throwing it on a cheap Harbor Freight sander here. Hitting it with 80 grit, just so that the etch primer has something to bite into, and just take the shine off of this a little bit. Like I said, this is the first time that I've actually painted chrome, but after doing research and stuff, seems like a lot of people are using either etch primer or epoxy primer. I have heard epoxy primer is better, but because I had the etch primer, I'm just gonna roll with that. Here's some of the front end parts here, the headlight bezels and stuff. Some of the moldings I already did. Those are the window moldings. And then that's the molding for the back. These ones I already hit with 400 grit. If you guys can see that, I get a little bit of body work I got to do here. But I'm going to grind that down, fill it with some lightweight body filler. Then I'll sand it and I'll recoat it again. But I'm hitting it with, I'm wet sanding it with 400 grit. And it seems like it is holding up pretty well. I did notice that if there's any thinner spots that I didn't get too well with the primer the first time around, it's eating right through it with the 400 grit. So one thing I learned already is you got to put 2 or 3 coats of this etch primer on there, just so you got something to sand down. Once you get it sanded, I'm going to apply the 2K to it. Here's a look at the quarter. I already sprayed it with some etch primer. Came out decent. Still got to body work that corner right there. Another thing I did over here is the tail light I actually smoothed in. You guys can see over here, I used some Duraglass. And there's a seam that goes all the way around here. What I did is I just filled it in with Duraglass just to give it more of a smooth look, so there's no seams. This has all just been roughed in. Right now I still got to do some final sanding, a little bit more body work. And then I'll be able to hit it with 2K. I did the same thing up here with molding in the seams. Just got done sanding that a little bit. But usually there's a seam right here. I filled that in. I filled this side in. Just to give it a cleaner look, because as you guys can see, I don't have any mirrors, no door handles, everything's shaved on it. So I'm just trying to give it a smooth look. Still gotta sand the grill down. A few more moldings, window moldings. And up here, this molding, as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera, but I hit that, scuffed that with 80 grit. Like I said, I'll hit that with some etch primer, and then hopefully 2K the whole thing. I'll throw the bumpers and everything on here, all the moldings on here, and then I'll 2K the whole thing, then wet sand that with probably 400 grit maybe, and then hopefully get to painting it. Show you guys real quick what etch primer I'm using. I actually got it from Napa Auto Parts. It's their Finish 1. And it is a 2-component setup. You got your 1-in-1 ratio when you're mixing it. Just mix it with the reducer, which is FT302, it says right there. Here's the front bumper. I laid down a coat of etch primer, actually a few coats of it. It's already been wet sanded. I actually wet sanded it with 320 grit. Looks like the etch primer held up pretty well. Filled those 2 spots in there. Those are where the license plate goes. I'm gonna throw another coat of etch primer over that. There's the grill after I sanded it. I bounced back and forth between 320 and 400 depending on what area I was sanding. If I was getting close to the edges, I bumped it up to 400 just so I wouldn't cut through. But all in all, it seemed like the etch primer held up pretty decent. Both of these, this grill and then this molding here is ready for some 2K primer. Alright guys, so that's it. Just finished up painting the bumper after I body filled the holes. It's laid out here. I'm going to close up shop. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like the idea of me getting rid of all the chrome? Do you hate it? If you guys got any other pointers or tips for painting, let me know. And if you guys like this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you guys get notified when I post another video. Talk to you guys later.